His name is Paul Atreides, and he's the Duke of Arakkis. What's up, guys? Got another cool sculpture for you. Before we get started, give me a like, follow, subscribe, share, and follow, and hang out for 3 minutes while I tell you about this character. And at the end, I want to hear what you guys think. Give me a few comments, all right? So, what you see in front of you right now is Paul Muad'Dib, all right? He's the Duke of Arakkis, Paul Atreides, that we've seen in the movie Dune. I was inspired. I watched all 3 movies. I read the books. I watched the first movie that came out. I've watched the later stuff that came out. And I made the Duke of Arakkis, Usul, as well as some of the Freemen, his warriors that are in front of him. This is Duncan, Idaho, right here with the knife and the firearm. The other guys have their still knives that they carry, and then they've got their still suits. I made the still suits gold because they're in the dust, with the black hoses that kind of capture all the moisture, and then the backpack on the back that showcases where the moisture is collected, so that they can always recycle every last bit of moisture in the desert. So, who's Paul Atreides? So, in the movie Dune, in the books, in that universe, you've got a lot of different factions. The Spacing Guild, they have this thing called spice that came off the world, which is the world is called Dune. And in that world, you've got these giant worms that, as they travel, they create spice. And the spice is a substance that's utilized to help people psychers to be able to travel through, and navigators to calculate complex calculations to navigate through space, because they don't have any machines, because of a machine war. AI took over. kind of reminiscent of today, right? AI took over and machines came and had a giant war. So they outlawed all artificial intelligence, all machines. So they have something called mentats. So Paul Atreides is an actual. He's been trained by his mom, who was a Bene Gesserit, which is like a witch, she's like a psychic witch. They've got a lot of abilities. So she trained him in their ways, and he's also a mentat. Mentat is a human computer. So his brain is like on another level. So he can calculate things that are incredible. So he took some spice, which opened up his eyes and gave him almost precognition, so he could see futures, which made him incredible. So he won the hearts and minds of all of the Freemen, which are the people of the planet of Dune. And these guys are vicious warriors because they live in a desert condition. It's a very harsh condition. So they're hard people, but they fight, and they fight like nobody's business. They don't take any prisoners. There are some really tough guys. Paul Atreides trained to fight. Duncan, Idaho trained him how to fight. And he learned a lot of skills, but he learned even more when he got with the Freemen. So he's now leading them, and they call him Usul. That's his pet name. But he's also the Duke of the world, and he's now the new emperor. So the next movie that's coming out, I think it's this December, which is going to be fantastic. I'm watching that movie. I made this in memory of that. So this is Paul Atreides and the Freemen. So let you guys take a look at some of the Freemen. Made it with the blue eyes because once they take the spice, their eyes turn blue. And you can see the still suit that this guy has. I gave him 2 knives. Then we'll go with Duncan, Idaho. I gave him the firearm because he's like the weapons master. And you can see he's got those blue eyes because of the spice. And he's got his still suit. I think it came out really good. And you can see I've got the collector on his nose that collects all the moisture. And then this last guy back here, another Freeman with a knife and his backpack. And of course, now Paul Atreides, the Duke of Arakkis. And he's rallying the troops. He's got his knife in hand. And of course, he's got his still suit on. So this is the only set of wire sculptures in the world of Paul Atreides, Duncan, Idaho, and the Freeman. All right, you won't see anybody else who's making this stuff. I'm the only one. I have a wire wrapping, wire weaving, twisting style, my own style that I created. I create all handmade art. Everything's 100% original. These are all original characters. They can't be duplicated. And yeah, I created it. I'm having a great time. Call to action. Have you read any of the Dune books? Have you watched the movies? What are your thoughts? All right, share them with me. Who's your favorite character in the movie? and in the books. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Give me a like, follow, subscribe, and share. And let me know what you guys think. And in all things, guys, stay twisted.